Welcome, everyone. After months and months and months, it feels like years of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. saying, I'm in it to win it. I'm in it till the end. Both Biden and eventually Harris and Trump are not what I stand for. I would never endorse them. I would never run alongside them. No, no, no. My principles and my motivations are pristine and unimpeachable and perfect. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has suspended his campaign and endorsed Donald Trump in a complete and totally bonkers gong show rally. We'll get to that later. But the important thing is that this sets up a fascinating showdown with Donald Trump's beleaguered vice presidential pick, J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance serves no purpose on this ticket right now that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has endorsed Trump, in the sense that RFK Jr. is a better speaker than J.D. Vance. He's more charismatic than J.D. Vance. It's at least theoretically conceivable that RFK Jr. would bring Trump some new votes, although it doesn't seem like it's that many. But remember that J.D. Vance brings Trump 0 new votes. And every interview Vance does, it almost seems like he's trying to sabotage Trump's campaign. So just to get caught up, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. saying last week that he is throwing his support to Donald Trump.
3 great causes drove me to enter this race in the first place, primarily. And these are the principal causes that persuaded me to leave the Democratic Party and run as an independent. And now to throw my support to President Trump.
Now, in throwing that support to the failed former president Donald Trump, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. did want to clarify he's not ending his campaign. He's only suspending it, that there are 10 states he's identified where being there would hurt Trump. So he seems to be acknowledging that the vast majority of support is coming from otherwise MAGA people, which is crazy given the way this whole thing started. But he says he will be removing his name from some, but not all ballots.
Oh, I want everyone to know that I am not terminating my campaign.
No.
I am simply suspending it and not ending it.
Right. Don't anyone believe for a moment that this campaign is over.
My name will remain on the ballot in most states. If you live in a blue state, you can vote for me without harming or helping President Trump or Vice President Harris. In red states, the same will apply. I encourage you to vote for me. And if enough of you do vote for me, and neither of the major party candidates win 270 votes, which is quite possible, in fact, today
it's actually insanely unlikely. The scenario he's talking about is what is it, 0.1%? It's not plausible.
Our polling shows them tying it 269 to 269.
Sure, bet on it.
And I could conceivably still end up in the White House in a contingent election.
Yeah, right.
But
so anyway, I think you get the point. As if that wasn't delusional enough, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. also said while announcing that he's bailing that in an honest system, he would be easily winning and becoming president.
Labors. Now, in an honest system, I believe that I would have won the election. In a system the kind that my father and my uncles thrived in, a system with open debates, with fair primaries, with regularly scheduled debates, with fair primaries, and with a truly independent media untainted by government propaganda and censorship. In a system of nonpartisan courts and election boards, everything would be different. After all, the polls consistently showed me beating each of the other candidates, both in favorability and also in head-to-head matchups.
Yeah, you know, there's so many ifs there. It's sort of like, if my grandmother had wheels, she would be a bicycle. But that's not the reality that we live in. And as is often the case with RFK, he gets off into some pretty extreme stuff and felt, I guess, the need or the desire to talk about puberty while announcing that he's endorsing Trump.
America's puberty rate is now occurring at age 10 to 13, which is 6 years earlier than girls were reaching puberty in 1900. Our country has the earliest puberty rates of any continent on the earth. And no, this isn't because of better nutrition.
Well, it's partially because of better nutrition, but it's also not unique to the U.S. So, just because whenever RFK starts talking about medical stuff, things become completely radioactive, and his supporters will write to me saying I didn't actually address the puberty thing. It is true that the U.S. is seeing earlier puberty in some groups, but it's not only the United States that is seeing that. We've observed it in a lot of countries. Vaccines are something that have been looked at very closely for safety, including long-term impact, and we have no scientific evidence linking vaccines to the early onset of puberty. That's one favorite of the folks that talk about early puberty. Now, environmental exposure, like exposure to endocrine disrupting chemicals, sometimes you find them in plastics or cosmetics, that's been suggested as a possible contributor, and it's being studied. Maybe there is something there. I'm not at this point able to say, but there are studies from Europe and China and other regions that report a similar trend to puberty moving earlier. And that suggests it's a global phenomenon, and lifestyle factors very well may be a factor. Nutrition is believed to play some role. It's just not unique to the United States. So why we ended up talking about puberty when you announced that you're supporting Trump, I don't know. But the takeaway question is, what's J.D. Vance's role in this campaign now when there is a far more charismatic, knowledgeable, and possibly electorally beneficial person that looked much more comfortable up on that stage with Trump than J.D. Vance ever has? So we'll get to that rally a little bit later. Here's the thing about birthdays. They happen all year, which means there's probably someone you should be buying a gift for right now. Give them something really special with an Aura digital frame, ranked the #1 digital picture frame by Wirecutter. Aura frames are easy to set up, update, and enjoy. Plus, you can preload your Aura frame with photos and gift messages. So if you're giving the frame to someone, your sister, grandma, your mother-in-law, it's personalized for them and comes preloaded with pictures. I did this with the one I gifted my mom. The best part is it comes with unlimited storage. All you need is the free Aura app and a Wi-Fi connection. Upload as many photos and videos as you want. Year-round, I've gotten a bunch of Aura frames as gifts for people. I always preload it with the pictures I think the recipient will enjoy, and everyone loves it. My favorite part is I keep adding photos to the frames at their houses remotely from my phone when I travel or take a new picture of the baby or whatever. For a limited time, my audience gets $35 off their best-selling frame. Go to auraframes.com and use the code PACMAN. The link is down below.